Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Who could Cowboys lose as unrestricted free agents in 2025? They came to the Dallas Cowboys together as draft picks in 2021. Micah Parsons was the heralded pick, the first-round linebacker. The other two, tackle Osa Odigizua chosen in the third round and then Chauncey Golston in the fourth, were less heralded and a little less known, but they soon bonded in their new city as draftmates playing on the Cowboys' defense. They learned everything they know about life in the NFL together, but now they might be entering their final game together, as Odigizua and Golston are set to become unrestricted free agents in March. Understanding that me, Chauncey and Osa might be separated is devastating, Parsons said. Being here together for 4 years, building our relationship to where it's been, obviously, it's devastating. The circle of life in the NFL is essentially a 4-year rookie contract. Change is constant, and the Cowboys figure to be heading to an off-season with a lot of change. The futures of coach Mike McCarthy and his entire staff have been a constant question since the first training camp practice in Oxnard, California, in July. The Cowboys have 22 players set to become unrestricted free agents, including Odigizua and Golston. There are limitations because of the salary cap that make it difficult to keep all the players the Cowboys would want to keep. Other teams might simply pay more than the Cowboys can afford or would want to pay. Cornerback Jordan Lewis is set to become a free agent for the third time. He turns 30 in August and might be having the best season of his career. But Lewis has learned free agency isn't an easy time. Lewis' importance to the Cowboys extends beyond the field. He is a cornerstone of the locker room, a member of the leadership council. He carries a loud voice with a young team that would miss his leadership next season. Cooper Rush's voice is not as loud, but the backup quarterback's role is almost as important. In 2 of the past 3 years, he has directed the Cowboys to a winning record in Dak Prescott's absence. He went 4-1 in 2022 after Prescott suffered a broken thumb. He is 4-3 this season with Prescott recovering from surgery to repair a hamstring avulsion. He is 32 and likely to be viewed as a backup in free agency. Do the Cowboys look to keep him or Trey Lance, who is younger, though untested? Veterans such as guard Zach Martin, defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence, wide receiver Brandon Cooks and defensive tackle Linval Joseph are at different points in their careers. Martin, who had season-ending ankle surgery earlier in the month, could retire. Lawrence, who has not played since September because of a midfoot sprain, wants to continue to play. So does Cooks, whose presence in the locker room is also invaluable. The same goes for Joseph, but his return could depend on whether defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer returns. Eric Kendricks has led the Cowboys in tackles, despite missing 2 games. He could also be tied to Zimmer's return, since Zimmer's spot on the staff was the main reason Kendricks came to the Cowboys. With DeMarvion Overshown at risk of missing all of next season because of his major left knee injury, Kendricks' return matters just as much on the field as it does off. Rico Dowdle is an interesting case study. He leads the Cowboys in rushing and is pushing for 1,000 yards on the season despite not being the number 1 back until the midway point. Has he shown enough to warrant major interest from other teams? Do the Cowboys value him as a long-term solution? A lot of early mock drafts have the Cowboys picking Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty in the first round. The answers for most of these players will come in early March. For now, most will take Golston's approach. I'm a very present guy, so when people ask me questions about the future, like how people give you that fake answer, I don't think that far ahead, Golston said. I'm more so, I am where my feet are.